Hey everyone, Solomon here from Cigar House. In today's Cigar 101, we're going to be going over how a cigar is made, from seed to smoke, and we're going to explore how it's crafted. Our journey begins with the tobacco seeds. Tobacco plants are seeded indoors and then transplanted into fields after 6 to 10 weeks. Fields must have a dark, almost black soil with sufficient levels of boron, magnesium, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphate. The plants take several months to mature in the fields. Tobacco plants can either be sun or shade grown. Sun-grown tobacco is grown without shade, will reach around 5.5 feet in height, and be used for the wrapper, binder, and filler. Shade-grown tobacco is grown under cheesecloth, blocking out up to 65% of the sun's UV rays. These plants will grow up to 9 feet and will generally be used only for the wrapper. After maturing, plants are harvested from top to bottom in sections. These sections are ligero, seco, and velado. Ligero is the top part of the plant and is exposed to most sunlight. Seco is the middle of the plant. It is lighter in color than ligero. Velado is the lowest part of the plant and is primarily used for its burning properties. This tobacco has little flavor. The filler of a cigar is typically constructed with the strong ligero leaf in the center, the lighter seco leaf around the ligero, and the velado surrounding both ligero and seco. These three sections are further divided by layer into smaller groups called primings to pinpoint slightly different flavors. After harvesting, the next step is curing. The plants are strung to narrow strips of wood called laths, which are hung from the ceiling of a well-ventilated curing barn with high humidity and moisture. After about 40 days of curing, the green plants transition from green to a yellow or brown. Once an even color of brown is achieved, the tobacco is brought into a factory for sorting into wrapper, binder, or filler. Filler leaves are generally smaller. Binder leaves wrap around the filler leaves to seal them in. Wrapper leaves are pristine with minimal veins, water spots, or tears, as it will be wrapped around the outside of the cigar. Next is fermentation. Fermentation removes unwanted nutrients within the tobacco leaves to supply a clean tobacco flavor. First, leaves are rehydrated by dampening them. Then, tobacco is placed into large and heavy stacks called pilons. The large weight of the pilons applies pressure to the leaves. With the added moisture from dampening, this allows the tobacco to ferment. Each pilon rests until it reaches a temperature of 110 to 130 degrees. Then it is rotated from top to middle to bottom every 7 to 10 days to ensure leaves are evenly dried. Fermentation of tobacco can take anywhere from 6 months to more than 1 year. Once the tobacco is up to par, it is time to start the construction of the cigar. This process can be slightly different depending on manufacturer. We'll be following Rocky Patel's process. This cigar construction process is broken up into 2 steps, bunching and rolling. Bunchers and rollers sit side by side in teams of 2 during the cigar construction. First, bunchers bunch the filler tobacco with binder leaves. Then the cigar is taken into a draw test machine to guarantee a consistent draw. After passing this test and properly adhering together, rollers apply the wrapper. At some companies, such as Rocky Patel, rollers are only allowed to construct a certain number of cigars a day, up to 250, to ensure quality. Next comes quality control. Every cigar is carefully examined on its color, consistency, veins, soft spot, and ring gauge. Any cigar that falls short is classified as a second or factory select. After quality control, cigars are sent to an aging room for at least 90 days, which allows the different layers of tobacco within the cigar to fuse together. Then, another round of quality control. Some cigars are box pressed, where they are placed between slats of wood, stacked and compressed. This forms the cigar into a box shape, instead of rounded. Lastly, the cigar is labeled by band and placed into cedar boxes for packaging. Depending on that brand, each cigar can take up to 5 years to make and be touched by up to 300 hands. There you have it. We've explored the fascinating world of cigar making. Until next time.